This chapter is called Christmas. There were Christmases, but compared to the day, it was very low-key. No Santas on every corner and on TV ad nauseum. He existed purely in our imaginations. No one suggested what we should get on Christmas morning, and we never suggested what we wanted. There were no shops with windows full of things, nor much more than the usual necessities inside. It was a long trip in the winter to Logan by horse and buggy or train from Cass Junction to do Christmas shopping, so there was very few times when Christmas shopping was done. Christmas trees were hard to come by over at Newton. They didn't grow there. So I only remember 1 or 2 times when we had a tree when I was growing up. Sometimes Mama helped us hang our stockings by some device on a corner of the oak table. It was pure magic to find them knobby and full in the morning, and that magic was never questioned, but was a precious part of childhood, and we believed implicitly in Santa Claus. Gifts were never suggested by a child or a grown-up, and whatever came was always a surprise. More often than not, it would be clothes. The entry in my journal for Christmas 1916 says, I got a pencil box with 5 pencils, a combination pen and pencil, a little tin box with 10 pen points, a rubber eraser, a pencil sharpener, and a pair of stockings, and a pink cap. And going on with the journal, on Christmas Eve, Uncle Willie came down in his auto to take us up to his place, and Wilma had a little tree, and we each got a little sack of candy and played the player piano. Christmas Day, Uncle Hiram came for us and Grandma in the sleigh to go up to his place. And that's the end of the quote from my journal. The thing that has stayed with me over the years, however, is the Christmas music at church and in school. This was before we had ever heard of a Christmas carol. There were several songs in the Sunday school songbook about Christmas, and the only thing we had was the pump organ, piano, and our own voices. One year we had learned a new little song in school, and the night or two before Christmas, Verda, Hazel, and I were up by the store after dark. Why? I don't know why. We were singing that song to the top of our voices as we passed by the People's Mercantile store. Ruth Jenkins, the clerk, carried a coal oil lamp to the window to see where those angel voices were coming from. And we had forgotten all about the dark night, about our homes, where our parents might be worrying, or about the propriety of 3 children out alone singing on a public street. We were lost in the glory of the moment and the song, and then we ran smack into Aunt Caroline, who had volunteered to go out to try to find us, and we came back to earth as we were scolded soundly. What are you thinking of anyway, she said. With our halos gone, we went cheerfully home. During the days when I took music lessons from Mrs. Sloan, it seemed that I did nothing but practice scales, do, re, mi, and so on. So I used to coax for a piece to learn, something with a tune. What she gave me was a sheet of music. The beginning and the ending had some scale-like tunes and variations, and then a movement right in the middle was the most beautiful melody I had ever heard, not too difficult, so I soon learned to play it. It had no title, it had no words, but it sounded like a song, and years later I recognized a silent night, holy night. One day when Bob was a couple of years old, I was in Woolworth's, and there I found a cheap paper copy of the nursery rhymes, complete with the music. I had 25 cents in my purse, and that's what it cost. I bought it, and we sang it through. In the back were the Christmas carols, which I had never heard of before. We sang them, and soon we were singing them in church, along with Far, Far Away on Judea's Plains, which was composed by the father of the doctor that helped us when Bob was born. And Away in the Manger was in our Sunday school songbook, and the beautiful nativity song that used to be in the primary songbook. Christmas 1925, I came home from Hiram, where I was teaching school for the holidays. Karma was 10, Rule was 8, and they met me at the door with stars in their eyes and so excited. Come and see our tree. They grabbed me by the hand and took me in the bedroom at Grandma's house. Papa was in bed, paralyzed from a stroke he had suffered in October. There was the tree in all its glory. Those two children had gone down to the creek, where they found the dry branch of a willow tree on the ground. Seeing possibilities, they brought it home, propped it up on a little table, and then trimmed it with little pieces of colored tissue paper tied to its branches. My few gifts were our whole Christmas, but it was enough. Those shining eyes and merriment over the accomplishment of their own was my Christmas. I fear that not many of the children today will ever see other sides of Christmas. I mustn't forget one more. It was 1927. Papa was gone in October, and the family was still in shock and without any funds. LeVar was in high school trying to milk cows before the bus in the morning and again at night. I helped what I could. I had invited Ted over to spend Christmas. We had met the year before, but we were still just friends. We had been dating this is 2 years later. We had been dating nearly 2 years, but hadn't dared to think of marriage, as he had no income and no one to back him to finish school. Our one pledge to each other that Christmas was no gift at all, positively. And I remember each of the younger children got a little doll about 3 inches high, made of flavored and colored paraffin that could be chewed up like gum. After breakfast, Ted reached into his pocket carefully and pulled out a little package, just as I did the same thing as we chided each other for broken promises. My gift from him was a beautiful soft green perfumed atomizer, and his for me was a silver belt buckle. Like the gift of the Magi, he never had a belt narrow enough to fit the buckle, and I never had an ounce of perfume. The belt buckle was in my box of my costume jewelry for years, but is now there no more. The atomizer I still have. It is soiled, the stand is broken, the bulb hardened, but it did have a life, as I let the boys use it to spray the paper on their model airplanes when the need arose.